When Dennis and Chris now take over the group for that particular day, there's a total confidence from my end, and I think from the team's end that those guys know how to handle that moment, and they've certainly done a good job. And I also think that the team has harbored more responsibility internally, and that can be the positive product of me being suspended. Now, when I get suspended, I'm not always thinking about that, but we try to challenge everybody to take a big role, and I think the staff has done an amazing job with that. I'm very lucky to have the staff I have, and then the players take big responsibility as well.
Speaking about being suspended for that game, obviously we couldn't get your comments. Just talk about Bradley accomplishing the record for most goals in league play, passing Juan Pablo Angel.
Well, first of all, for him, I think since he's been here, he's shown not only what great a player he is, but what a great man he is. And I think that, the goals are a product of his work ethic, his belief in being here, his commitment to his teammates, and certainly his quality. So, that side of things, I think for him and for his family, it's a big accomplishment and something I think that'll resonate at the end of his career. Then for our club, I can't think of a better ambassador / representative for everything that we try to stand for. I've often said he's the most humble superstar I've ever been around. He is selfless to the nth degree, so much so that sometimes I ask him to be a little bit more selfish and to take on more of an edge for himself. But it's hard to argue with his recipe for success. So it's been a pleasure to coach him and work with him. And I couldn't, again, be happier for him and his family.
Sean Davis, I know he's in his early mid-20s, but he's looked as somewhat of a leader when you talk with some of the guys on this team. How much responsibility do you have on someone who maybe just in his second MLS season, but also balancing the fact that he does have some intrinsic leadership qualities?
Yeah, I think he's a good person, and because he says the right things, but more importantly, he shows the way to act, and he shows the way to be a good teammate, to work hard every day. Sean has established himself almost from day one with our entire group. And we have our leadership council, and there's often been discussions about if Sean should be in that, based on the fact that he shows real leadership qualities, and in some ways we could use a representative from the younger group. So, the best part for me is that Sean's taken this opportunity in a big way, but even more so, I think he's gotten better as each game's gone, and he's shown more savviness and understanding of what's happening in each game, and then tried to, in the middle of the field, be a presence by not only how he plays, but by how he makes the guys around him better with the understanding. So we're really happy for him and happy with him. And, now it puts a big challenge on my shoulders to try and figure out, once Dax gets back, how to use all of our tools. I mean, almost you can go around the field, right? We'll have, when Damien gets back, we'll have a center back dilemma. We'll, now that Kamar's back, we've got, and even though Connor's out, there's still outside back situations. Now in the attacking part of the field with additions, we've got a lot of options. And so I've got to find ways to continue to keep these guys hungry and motivated, but also to give them opportunities so that they can all show what they're about. So it's a big challenge for me, but it's as a coach, it's such a position of advantage, no doubt.
If I could just piggyback on that, because you've seen these kids play, whether it's in front of you or on the YouTube with the USL team, and the way that Sean has stepped up since Dax went down with the injury. Personally, for you, how happy are you to see these kids coming up and showing you that they can challenge for that spot? Well,
I think more than anything is what we have here is a belief in our club system. And whether it's the academy or the USL, or then how it leads into the first team, it's my job to understand how to honor that on a daily basis and how to honor that within our competitive games. So, I always have to figure out how to challenge guys the right way. And then, with the schedule we've had this year, it's been easier for me to balance that out. But down the stretch, I have to continue to find ways to honor, to challenge the guys, but honor the group and honor the club in the right way, so that we continue to have an identity for not only how we play, but who we are. it's a great challenge to have. I feel very fortunate to be, coaching this team and involved with this club. And I only consider myself a member. It's not like I don't even look at myself like I'm a leader of this, that, or the other. It's that I'm a fellow worker here, and we all try to pull our weight, do our role to the best of our abilities, and believe in each other.
Time for two more. DC again this weekend. I said last time out it wasn't a great performance, a pretty frustrating display. How do you guard against that kind of effort going into a rivalry game?
Well, I think we can all agree that was probably the low point of the season, and because of that, I think it won't take many reminders. All right, I think we all understand that we let ourselves down in a big way, and that we were very disappointed with how we performed in that game and the kind of competitive will and energy we put into it. So, I've already made little reminders, but we all know that when we go down there that we're in for a bloodbath, and that in our own way we need to be us, but be up for the challenge and make sure that we find a way to put the game on our terms. We didn't do that last time. We have to do it this time.
What's it going to be like playing up against Lloyd for the first time?
Yeah, listen, man. I've enjoyed watching Lloyd there. It's been hard watching him on another team, but I've been a fan of his, and certainly I wish him great success, and I think he's fit into their team really well. And then I know that he'll be up for the game, which presents a dangerous threat. So we have to find a way to manage him and to control him and make sure that he doesn't get himself going and now punish us. So it'll be good to see him, but we also know it'll be a big challenge.
Royer Damari for the weekend minutes availability, and then also Abong. What's his status with the reports out there?
Yeah, Abong's status is he's still here as of right now. I mean, I'm familiar with the reports. So we'll be able to make probably an announcement on that shortly. And both Damari and Royer will be available for this weekend.
Minutes, do you think, for either?
They won't start, but they'll both be available. So it'll just be a matter of trying to look at the game and figure out how to integrate them in the right way.